In this video, after chaos at the very first corner leaves us in dead last, the fight back is going to be on to see if we can salvage anything from this race. Hey guys, and welcome along to another video. If this is your first time here and you like watching all sorts of sim racing related stuff, subscribe now and click the bell icon so you get notified of every video I upload and you don't miss a thing. This race is the next FIA Nations race. This is here at Monza, but the no chicane version, which is going to be the catalyst for the issues that we face later on. Now, top 6 will get us 1,000 championship points, which will help us maintain our SS rating, which is currently, for those who have been watching the recent videos will notice already, is in serious jeopardy. So we qualified well, we did the qualifying timing very well. We came across the line with 20 seconds left, giving us an extra lap on the most minimal fuel possible to put in one final lap. The final lap was actually the fastest of the session, so it goes to prove that timing up your sessions are very much worth it. We did a 1:24.179, which isn't the quickest. However, the car that I've chosen is more for the race rather than the out and out quali pace, and it's going to leave us in 8th place on the grid. So here is our qualification confirmed then, 8th place, 1.5 seconds off the pace, but as I say, I like the car for this race. Plus any excuse to use the 787B, I am going to take it, and I'll go back to why I love it later on. So immediately as we start the race, we're going to fly past the Vision GT Mazda, so we're up to 7th already. And up in front they're going to think about going 3 wide at 200 miles an hour through the Curva Grande. Very scary. So I'm going to place myself on the inside to hopefully stay out of trouble. So I'm going to get it stopped, unlike the Spaniard who hits the Frenchman, who then comes back on to hit me off into the deepest part of the gravel imaginable. Now as the field streamed past, leaving me in last place, I've also got a 4-second penalty. Thankfully I wasn't the only person who decided to take a trip to the beach today. You can see there as well, someone else is round, and we're going to go up the inside as more people are off there, up the inside of the Dane into Lesmo number 2. So we've gone up from 18th, coming out of the first chicane, all the way up to 14th now. So we're going to go up into 13th as we come into Ascari for the first time, as Marty McFly goes back to the future there, and we're going to come through to serve this, I think, quite unjust 4-second penalty. So we've served it here. We're going to get ourselves back up to speed. Thankfully there's some other people having similar issues behind us, so we're going to maintain 13th place here as we come into the Parabolica for the first time. And the battle is now on to get back up to 6th to try and get those 1,000 championship points. The race is well and truly on. Jumping forward now to the start of lap number 3, we've managed to take about a second out of the Frenchman up in front. He's the guy we overtook straight away on lap number 1, but as we got punted, we've ended up back behind him again. So coming back through Curva Grande here, managed to keep it flat this time, and we just need to get it stopped down into this first chicane. It's important to not get any penalties here as the Frenchman up ahead goes deep into the chicane, and looking up ahead there is plenty of congestion. Now I'm going to try not to get any penalties here because they're absolutely devastating to serve, especially around Monza, which is pretty strict to be honest, but I'm going to get a good run here out of Lesmo number 2. I'm going to sit behind the Frenchman here and then switch back to cut back underneath him. So we've gone from 13th to 11th, making use of the slipstream of the 2 Nissans up in front here. Go a little bit deep myself into Ascari, but not too much of a problem. We're going to manage to keep the place here. Run a little bit wide as well, but we don't get a penalty, crucially. So we're a bit flustered at this point. So I am going to brake a little bit late here. There's going to be some contact. We're actually going to just about scrape the German there, letting the Frenchman back underneath us. We're going to get a bit of a knock, which is actually going to help us from the Dane there. It's going to get our momentum back up, and we're going to cross the line to start lap number 4 in 12th place. But we're going to get pressure again from the yellow Nissan, who puts his nose up the inside at 200 miles an hour at Curva Grande. I didn't really fancy that one, so I let him through. The German up ahead has gone off. Luckily remains Ghost as we come through flat out. We get it stopped again for the chicane. The Italian up in front there has a penalty, so I suspect he was involved in the issue with the German who ended up in the gravel that we just passed. It's all very tight as we come through Lesma number 1 down to Lesma number 2. Try not to make any contact, because we just do not want to cause any issue with us having to serve another penalty. Now I'm just going to get boxed in here by the Nissan up in front. The yellow Nissan, the Dane, he's going to try and squeeze him himself, the Italian, but there's just nowhere for us to go. We're just getting held up more and more and more by these two. The Italian gets on the loud pedal, too much coming out of Ascari, round he goes, and we are now up into 11th. So coming down the back straight here, we're going to get caught out slightly by the Dane. We're going to give him a little tap which pushes him a bit wide in Parabolica, so I'm going to hold on and not pass him at this point, but we're going to tuck in behind him, as I think, to be honest, we would have passed him anyway, whether we touched him or not. So I feel it's appropriate and okay and fair to pass him here, and we are going to go up into 10th place. Moving towards the end of the next lap here, lap number 6, people have started coming in. Now we're going to come in at the end of this lap for another set of softs. We're just going to do a one stopper, racing soft and then racing soft, and to be honest, this is why I chose the car, because of the favourable tyre wear, and also this noise. That rotary engine is just incredible. The iconic livery, notice I didn't put an ERT or Eriez livery on it. It would have been absolute blasphemy to change the fantastic green and orange livery there, and also it's just got so much nostalgia from the earlier Gran Turismo games. So new boots on. No need to refuel in this one. We're going to get overtaken by the leery looking Nissan driven by the Brit there, but it may not be for long as the yellow flags are out. Let's see who's come a cropper. It is the Spaniard there round at Curva Grande as we come down into the first chicane here. Managed to get it stopped. It's so important to pick a braking point there and just be a bit more conservative and be careful on the way out, especially in these cars, because you'll find yourself round facing the other way before you know it. So we're going to make another move here for the second time this race up into Lesmo number 2. Give him enough space on the exit there not to run him off into the gravel. But we're up to 9th now, and things are looking pretty good as we try and chase down that 6th place and those 1,000 championship points. So as we start lap number 9 here, you can see we've caught up with the Mazda up in front, and we're going to overtake him for the 3rd time this race. We're going to be up to 8th. We're going to have to go around the outside just before Curva Grande. I'm going to feather the throttle slightly there, and we've got 2 more laps after this one to get those 2 guys up ahead. So here we go then, the final lap. We've taken 3 seconds out of the 2 up in front over the last 2 laps here. And we're going to come round Curva Grande, absolutely flat. We get a little bit of a feather there to make sure we don't end up in the gravel. 7th looks to go for a move on 6th, and then he just comes back across into the braking zone. We have to take evasive action to get out. and we're just going to get reset just before the chicane. Now as we struggle to try and get this thing going again, we've lost all chances of getting the 6th place we wanted, so the fight back was valiant, but it just wasn't enough. Do let me know in the comment section down below what you thought of the fight back and whether we deserved that 6th place after getting punted on lap number 1 and fighting all the way back to getting on the rear bumper of 6th and 7th. Oh, just the way things are going for us right now in Gran Turismo Sport. I'm hoping our luck will change at some point soon as we hold on to 10th place here, coming down the back straight for the final time and making our way into the Parabolica. Now this 10th place that we're going to get is going to get us 682 championship points, which will continue to put our SS rating in jeopardy. And for now guys, that is the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please hit the like button and make sure you're subscribed to the channel if you haven't already. Thanks again so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.